Hey there, fellow travelers. Mark here with Wolters World, and Jocelyn's upstairs. She just got back from the gym, so she's getting ready. Boys are saying that they're too sick to come down, so it's just me for now, but we'll have Jocelyn be down a little bit. Anyway, I want to say welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you, everybody that's been following us this summer. It's been a bit crazy. We've gone to the East Coast of the U.S. for a few weeks, and then we just got back from Argentina, Uruguay, Brazil. Had a nice little trip there, so it was a really good time. So if you can hear me and everything's going well, say hey and everything. Oh, hey, way away. Hey, actually, if you're looking for another honest travel YouTube channel, the Way Away Mag, they're pretty straight up, and I really like them. They're actually two good guys, a good couple. Ashley's adorable, and they've had some really cool adventures around the world. So definitely worth checking them out. But I want to say hey to them because we've been chatting a little bit, and they're really cool people. So anyway, all right, let's see what some of the questions are. Hey, hi, hey, Danny. Hey, Adam, Miles, Z Master, Melissa, Sylvia, Anane, Moritz. Thanks to the German theme shirt. I'm glad I can. Oh, if you're wondering, we have a Germany theme one and a Bavaria theme shirt if you want to grab one. They're till like August 15th. Just saying, we're trying to figure out some ways to get some other country stuff in there. I think we might try some other ones like Hallo Mitreisende, like hello fellow travelers in different languages. We might try that later, but we're just trying to figure out a few things that could help out. We're trying to get some like luggage tags. We're trying to get some of the luggage holder kind of things so it doesn't hurt your hands as much and stuff. So trying to do that. Thank you for ordering the black quarter zip. That's really cool. Thank you so much. Bhutan. Actually, we were talking with our friend's sister-in-law about Bhutan, and she loved it. So she's got that into Jocelyn's ear. So that's something I think is a couple years down the road, but that is definitely one of the places we want to go. Hey there in Delhi. Good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you, Traveler. I appreciate that. Hey, Venetia Dave. Let's see. Tom, I'm glad you liked the England one. Namaste. Thank you. The light in me is the light in you. Did I eat good meat in Puerto Madera and Buenos Aires? We ate good meat all over Buenos Aires and all over Argentina. You can't not eat good meat. But I will tell you one thing. When you go to Argentina, they like their meat well done. Like, well done. So you got to make sure you know one word. Jugoso. Jugoso means juicy, okay? Because otherwise it's really, really well done. And some people are like, oh, I want to feel more of the flavor. I want some of the blood. Yeah, you don't usually have that. So make sure you put that in there. Hey, Vic. Hey, welcome from Toronto. Hey, up in Ontario. Good to hear you, or good to see you. Best things to do in Krakow. So Krakow, for me, Krakow is the best city to visit in Poland for tourists. You got probably one of the prettiest squares in Europe. A great place to eat. It's really affordable to stay, get apartments and stuff like that. When you go, there's the salt mines outside, which are really cool. Seeing the concentration camp in Auschwitz and Birkenau is beyond moving. But just the city itself, they have a not a Van Gogh. They have a Da Vinci painting there. I mean, there's a lot of really cool stuff to check out. And the castle on the hill is really nice. Foy 6 is most underrated place in Italy. I'd say Ravenna. Nobody ever talks about Ravenna. They always talk about Rimini, which is like a beach resort. But just up the road a ways, maybe an hour or so, is Ravenna, which has Byzantine architecture, Byzantine churches from the year 500. Not 500 years ago, but the year 500, which is really, really cool. I have not flown WOW Airlines, but I've been written to by quite a few fans about WOW Airlines. And if you're just going to Iceland, they're great. You don't have to worry about it, but they seem to cancel quite a few flights. And like, hey, you'll be on the next one, or here's your money back. So that way they're really cool. But if you plan and things, you have that connection, that's one of the things some people kind of have said that is a bit annoying because they do cancel a bit, let's say. Which one theme park would you suggest to USA if you could afford just one? I'll let Jocelyn talk about that one.
I have to pick a theme park. I don't even.
Well, you like Universal, right?
Yeah, I do. I like Universal. We're not Disney people. Our children are not Disney people. They do like Universal, and I'm kind of more okay with that too. Well, I don't know. I like smaller theme parks. I'm hoping that we get to go to Holiday World shortly. It's not terribly far away. It's in Christmas, Indiana, is that
yes.
right? Yeah.
Santa Claus, Indiana.
Santa Claus,
Indiana is Holiday World. I also, when I was a kid, we used to go to Six Flags all the time in Ohio. They have actual ones that just has a bunch of roller coasters, so that's like a roller coaster theme one. We try to go for those. Was the wine cheap in Argentina? It was pretty cheap. It was pretty affordable. I wouldn't say it was cheap. It was affordable. Mm-hmm. And it was definitely like, for the quality you got, the price you paid, it was unbelievable. Okay.
Oh, yeah. So good. Like, those same wines in the U.S. would have been twice the price. Really good though. Tasty wine. I drank a lot of it.
We both did. It's okay. Ilar, hey, hi in Turku. So you're originally from Kosovo. Yeah, we have thought about going there to try to get more of all the southeast part of Europe. So that is part of the future plans out there. Come down to Dallas Fort Worth. I actually will probably be down there for a weekend sometime this year because we got direct flights from where we are. So we might stop by for a little while. Someone was at where was one favorite? Oh, sorry.
Clark, that's what we hear. That we hear Holiday World is really clean, and everybody's like keeps going on and on about that. So I'm really excited about that.
Yes.
Okay.
So, So summarize: can you travel with just general pill box, or is it required to carry your prescription bottles with you?
Depends on where you go.
Yeah, it really depends on where you're going to go. And that's one of the things. If you have to take medicine, you have to take, otherwise you're going to die. I would actually bring your prescription bottle just in case they take it, or in case you need to refill it, because you never know. If a plane gets delayed or something happens you can't get out, you really need to make sure you can get your meds again. So it's good to have the original prescription bottle. But sometimes if you're only going for a week or so, sometimes you just kind of put it all together. So it's really hit and miss. I mean, some places we've heard where travelers have brought medicine and, someone brought their husband's medicine for them and they actually got arrested because they were trafficking drugs. And so there is some issues you got to worry about. So I would probably keep most of it in your thing. I mean, I would look it up in general, but...
In Europe and South America, I typically take, like in my purse, I have those little, like Advil makes a tiny container. Also Pepto-Bismol does and stuff. So they're actually
like in a travel
manufacturer bottles, but they're just travel size small ones. So that's kind of helpful.
So Vatican Assassin 4, I'm going to guess that's your a Fortnite name. First time traveling abroad. When you have a connecting flight in a different country, do you have to go to passport control? Well, it depends. Some of them you get to pass through the side, like a connecting kind of thing. But a lot of times, like if let's say you're going from the U.S. to Italy, but you're going through Germany, well, when you go into Germany, you have to do the passport control because they don't do passport control between Germany and Italy. So it depends where you're going.
I would say most of the time, yes, you go through passport control of some sort.
Yeah, and some of the places will make you get your luggage and recheck. I know when we've flown down to South America, and some places they're like, look, it's like when you fly into the U.S. It doesn't matter if you're connecting from New York to Chicago. In New York, when you fly in, you have to get your luggage, pick it up, and then kind of recheck it or redrop it off. Into South America, a lot of places, they have the same thing. You got to get your bags, and then you redrop it off. So just have a heads up for that.
Planning to go to Tokyo for the first time. What do you need to plan? Take money.
Yeah.
Tokyo is not cheap.
Yeah, no, and your ATM card, if you're not from Japan, you're going to be going to the 7-Elevens and stuff to get their stuff, okay? Jennifer Gibbons, thank you very much. Would you ever recommend a European river cruise? I have done them. My parents have done a lot of them. I will say right now, the European river cruises are definitely for an older demographic. Like when I went, it was me and a bunch of 70 and 80-year-old French people, which was actually pretty cool because I got to practice French and they were really super nice. But it tends to be an older crowd. That's why it's not just European river cruises, but any river cruises. What you want to do is make sure you read the reviews and see who they're targeting, because some of them really are for only 65 and up, and some of them are geared towards families. And sometimes, like I went with Kwasi, and it's a French cruise line. That's why it was all French. And that cruise I was on in Croatia was really tailored to an older French crowd. But then they had some in Spain and Portugal, and that was tailored toward just general European families with young kids. So make sure you kind of look up those things. But if you want to see a lot of places and have like kind of like a cool way to stay, the European river cruises can be a pretty fun thing. So I wouldn't say no, but not to do it. But just make sure you're doing your reviews on those things. Passports expire every 10 years, Rebecca, so you need to get that. And the thing is, when you look at your passport, think of it more of a 9.5-year passport, because a lot of countries will not let you in unless your passport's valid for at least 6 more months after you arrive, okay?
Scott, any cheap countries that are safe to travel for families? Costa Rica's fairly inexpensive. I mean, it's
not as inexpensive as it used to be, that's for sure. But yeah, it's still doable.
Yeah, but it's and it's very safe, and it's very tourist friendly and also kid friendly. I mean, our kids got to do so much stuff, and they really, really enjoyed it. Iceland's not on the cheap part, but
it's good for kids.
It's great for kids. It's super duper safe. Uruguay,
Yeah, Uruguay, but Uruguay doesn't have a ton of stuff. Like,
doesn't
you'd have to
have
go
a
to
ton
Uruguay
to
in the
do.
summer. You got to go in their summer.
In their
to do
summer,
that.
our winter. Oh, we've got people stopping by. Hang on.
So there is that. I think another good place with kids, because the thing is, when you got kids, especially younger kids, you want to have outdoor activity stuff, and European things tend to be more like museum oriented and plaza oriented and stuff like that. Brigadier, it's fine. It's our dog's barking at her friends outside. European tends to be more, plaza, church, museum, and kids get kind of bored of that really quick. So if you're going to be looking at European, cheap, safe, easy places, Spain, Portugal, Italy, those places. One, they have cool museums, but they have museums that kids might like to see stuff, but they also have beaches and outdoor stuff so you can really enjoy, and they got good weather, so I kind of go for that. And usually the food there are things that kids are a little bit happier with, so there is that. Nicole Irving, best weekend trips from the Chicago area. I go to Milwaukee, maybe down to Indianapolis or St. Louis. You can take the train to St. Louis, or you can take the train up to Milwaukee. Or you can go to the Wisconsin Dells. They do some water parks and stuff like that, or maybe up to Michigan. So there's a few things there. What do you think about the U.S. drinking age compared to others? It's the law. I mean, not much you can really say about it. So Morgan, hello from Bamberg. I'm so happy you made videos about this place because I'm dog sitting here and staying here for free and wouldn't have found this gig if I hadn't known about Bamberg. I'm glad I could help out, okay? Budapest. We do have a few older videos of Budapest. I'm actually going to be back there next summer. Refilming a bunch of new videos down there, so we'll have more stuff for you when you're there. Let's see. Did I ever volunteer at a hostel when I was young? No, I did stay at hostels, but I never volunteered at them. Just because I was traveling around so much, I met people that did do that, and they really enjoyed it. I don't know if it's as easy as it used to be to get the free jobs doing those kind of things, because now a lot of places are like, no, we want registered workers and all this kind of stuff, so it's probably not as easy as it used to be, so just heads up for that one. Let's see. Have I ever been to India? No, I have not been to India, but yes, we will be going eventually. Don't worry. So we're getting there. Hey, Leo in Boston. It's funny, Boston. We have a Don'ts of Boston video, which randomly, like one day every month, will like shoot up and get to like 3,000 views in like an hour, and then disappear again. And then it's like 2 weeks later, boom. It's like it's weird. They're just like it just pops up every so often, so it's kind of funny. Next on the travel plans. My next travel plans. Let's see. We have Holiday World. No, I'm going to Kansas City for a conference. We've got Morocco. We've got England. We've got Wales. We have Portugal. We've got Florida, Belize, Jamaica, Cuba. Those are the ones that are all officially booked and everything. Ones that are getting planned out now. I'm going to be teaching in Austria next year. So I'll be going around there. That's where the Budapest is going to be in there. I'll probably go into Switzerland. We're going to be doing some more Italy stuff. And then we're going down into East Africa. Rwanda, Uganda, Kenya next year. So trying to plan out those kind of things. So if you guys have advice on any of those places, feel free to let us know. Let's see. Hey from Hong Kong. Hi, Mary. Anna Mass, fantastic videos. How about North Korea? No, I will not be going to North Korea. Sorry. How are you guys able? Okay, so Z-Mass, this is a question a lot of people ask. How are you guys able to travel so frequently? Well, I'm a university professor, so my real job is a university professor. So that's my day job. So whenever school is out, that's when we're free. So we travel all the holidays and stuff like that. And the thing is the kids, they have school, and the school has their holidays, so we go out those times. And the thing is, I would say, how it travels is most of the time we're together. I'd say like 75% of the time we're traveling together. 75% the whole family's going. But then the other 25%, either I'm going by myself or Jocelyn's going by herself. So we are traveling a lot, but it's not always all of us. It's just a lot of the times it's all of us. So work is just gives me the time for that. FU writes, is Asia safe for solo travelers? I think in general, every place can be safe and every place can be dangerous. It's just about taking the precautions and stuff like that. But I don't think always take your safety. Don't ever take your safety for granted when you're traveling, and that's anywhere you go. I teach marketing. That's my field I teach in. Let's see. Where are you going in England? So we're going to England. We're going to be doing mostly West England, Wales, that area. Kids have kind of long holidays, so we're going to go for about 10 days. So we don't have a ton of time. So, we're getting, the Bath and Stonehenge and Salisbury, Cardiff, and then we're driving all around there, so we're going to be stopping at other places around there, so should be fun. Wobbles writes, have you been to Jamaica? I will be. we will be going there next year, so we will have that. So it should be fun. So Ignore My Names asks, would you consider the Nordic countries as a good place to live for your children when they grow up? The Nordic countries are fine. I lived in Finland, actually. Had a nice time there. Just the darkness in the wintertime can be very depressing. There's a very high level of suicide in those countries because of that. That's why some countries like Norway, they'll like pay for you to go on vacation during the winter months, so you get your vitamin D and stuff like that. So do watch out for that. But it is a cool place. I enjoyed my time there, so that was nice. Hold on, there's a guy here who's being a not nice person. There we go. So, any plans on going to Istanbul? Yes, we will be going to Istanbul. That's next summer. We kind of have like this crazy plan of stuff we're gonna do, and so it's kind of like putting in a lot of different places we've wanted to go. And what's cool is Turkish Airlines, pretty nice airlines. They have some really cool flights. So what we might do is fly into Turkey, or just it'll only be Istanbul, which is sad because there's some really other cool places in Turkey. But it'll be probably in Istanbul for like 4 or 5 days, maybe 6 days, because we just on our schedule. So hopefully we can get there to see some of those things. Is Cancun safe for a solo traveler? Yeah, it's fine. It's one thing is you got to realize is Cancun is built on tourism, and they do not want anything to happen to their tourists. So that's why it's probably one of the safer parts of Mexico. And yes, there are issues that happen there. I'm not going to lie to you, but in general, I think for tourists and travelers in general, Cancun is probably the safest place in Mexico to go. But it's not the only place to go. I mean, we're putting together a visit to Mexico City as well. I forgot about that. So we're trying to figure out a good time to go for there. So there is kind of fun stuff with that. Leo, I'm glad you were able to pump the gas in Iceland thanks to the video. It was kind of like, the first time, like, what are we supposed to do here? I'm going to guess hopefully it's gotten a little bit easier in the last few years, because when I did it the first time, I was like, where did the card go? How do I do this? So it's kind of funny. Have you ever been to and through Iowa? Yes, I have. I'm from Illinois originally, and actually my ABC channel was from Keokuk, Iowa. So we would go up there, and my family's from the Quad Cities, or my mom's family's from the Quad Cities. So I would go there every Thanksgiving. So yes, I know it very well. Davenport and Ames and all that kind of stuff. So there's that. Aviation Pro, good to hear from you. So worst aviation flying experience. For me, there's a few, but probably the scariest one. We were flying back from the Canary Islands. It was Christmas time, 1999. And there was like a hurricane going through Europe. I mean, it wasn't a hurricane, but it was like a hurricane with all the winds. And we were flying from the Canary Islands back to Berlin. And I was doing my master's in Berlin. My friend and I had gone to Canary Islands for Christmas, and we're coming back. And as we're coming over France, it drops like 3,000 meters. And then another 1,000 meters. And we're all like, oh my God, we're going to die. And everybody, I'm holding the lady next to me who's losing it and everything. And then we land in Cologne, and everyone's just like, and I just got into, I had a few years of German in school, and the guy on the speaker says, hey, just so you know, we do have to finish and get into Berlin. If you'd like, it's going to be really turbulent. So if you want, we'll pay for a plane ticket for you to get to Berlin. If you don't, or no, sorry, pay for a train ticket so you can go to Berlin. And I'm like, and at the time my German wasn't that good, so I'm like thinking, okay, how was that? What was he saying? A very turbulent? And then it comes on English. They're like, hi, we're going to take off to Berlin now. And I'm like, wait a minute, there's a lot more in German than we finally figured it out. We're like, can we go take the train? And the guy's like, no, too late now. Luckily, the last part of it wasn't too bumpy, but yeah, that was the time I'm like, we're done, because it was just like, vroom, vroom. So it was kind of scary. Napoleon asks, what do you think of using Euro Pass when in Europe? Honestly, I don't think it's worth it anymore. I think regional ones can be helpful, like the Bayern ticket in Bavaria, where you can go all around on the local trains and stuff like that for a good price. I think that's really good. Unless you're going to be doing like overnight trains, I don't know if Eurail is really going to be your best bet. Douglas writes, great videos on your page. Your videos we have used for each my wife and I's trips. Perfect link, perfect tips, perfect top 5 and 5 shockers. Thanks. Thanks, Douglas. I appreciate that. That's really nice of you, and thank you for the support. It does make a difference. And if you want to make a difference, you can also grab a shirt. Check it out in the link below. If you want to grab a Wolters World shirt or a quarter zip, we'll have other stuff eventually, but we're just trying to figure out what people like and stuff like that. So we're going for some stuff. Adam writes, do you always fly out of Chicago?
No.
No. We try never to fly out of Chicago. because it's like the check in, the parking's insane. I mean, 24, 25 bucks a day, you know, if you're lucky, kind of stuff. I mean, it's just, and it's usually there's delays, and every time we've had missed flights and stuff, it's because it's been through Chicago. So what we'll do is we'll actually look for smaller airports and fly out of there to go down to Atlanta or something like that to get a connection out of there with Delta. So that's something, or flying down to Dallas or something to fly with American or whatever. Yeah. So,
somebody asked about the Twin Cities and Duluth. As a kid, I spent my summers just north of Duluth, in Knife River, Two Harbors sort of area.
You see our Duluth video and our Shucks in Minnesota video, you can see it.
Yeah, I love that area. I like the Twin Cities too. It's a little more, urban and cityfied, I guess, whereas Duluth is a little bit more, it's like a small town that's bigger. Anyway, but I love both of those places. Great places in the summer. Actually, we spent one Christmas there, just one, because there was that weather thing. But we enjoyed it, and I think that it's a great place. There's a lot of fun stuff to take your kids to, and there's tons of just woods and stuff to romp around in. So there you go.
Hey, Alex, want to say hi. Best time to visit Alaska, you want to do June, July, August, and you'll see like the cruise ships just disappear. Like they start like May-ish, maybe end of April, May, and they kind of finish in August because for good reason. So that's when you probably usually want to focus on when you want to go. Have I ever been to Chile? Yes, I have. And I have been to Valparaiso. I've been there twice, actually. It's been a few years, but we got to get back there and visit there again. Katrina, glad to hear you're in Two Harbors right now.
That's cool.
Enjoy some.
Hey, somebody asked about a women's only tour. I've never done one. Obviously, Mark's never done one. And I don't really know much about them. But if you go and you have some good stuff to tell us, I would love to hear about it.
Yeah. And we have been to Montreal. We've got a 511 Hates Montreal in the top 10 of Montreal if you want to check that out. The thing is, because it's hard to always, because our website, I'm finally getting back to it. If you notice, the blogs are popping back up. There are new blogs of the old videos are coming up because a lot of people requested you have some like word versions of the videos instead of just the videos. So we're trying to get some of those things up. So slowly the website's getting built up again. So we're getting those. So hopefully that can help out some travelers as well that don't want to get in trouble watching videos at work. So hopefully we can get those from you. Which one?
Hang on. Cora May has asked about what would be the best place to first go when you have just started world traveling. Well, depends on where you're from, I suppose. But I'm just going to make the assumption that because of your, well, I don't know. I shouldn't make assumptions. Anyway, I would just say go somewhere that has a language that is similar to yours or is your native language. Or, for instance, if you're American, Iceland would be a fairly easy place to go to, first of all, because it's not far, and because I swear anyone under the age of 60, I felt like spoke English and like really good English.
Is that because you didn't meet anybody over 60?
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe they all just look that perfect. Maybe the cold keeps their faces like that. We should move there. Anywho, that would be one of my suggestions is to start somewhere where, so that all the little hiccups that happen when you travel anyway are that much easier because you don't have a language barrier. So that would be my first suggestion. Do you have any other suggestions on that?
I think that's a good one. And another thing you might look at is where's your family from? If your family's from other countries and places like that, sometimes having that going to the homeland kind of thing really makes people really excited. It's like, oh, this reminds me of stuff my grandma did or my grandpa talked about and stuff like that. That's really been a cool thing. Like when I've gone to Germany with people, and then when I've taken a lot of college students to Europe, and they're like, oh yeah, my grandma talked about this. I mean, I hear that like 4 or 5 times on every trip. I'm like, oh, your family's this? Yeah, that's why I got to sign up on the trip. We had one. Her family was Polish, and then her dad was Polish, her mom was German, and she was from like by Munich originally. So like she got to go, and she was the first one to get back there, and it was like really kind of a cool experience to see that kind of thing. So that's one of those things that really.
And that is something like I spent my whole life, dreaming about going to Greece, and I cried. My dad took me, and we were coming in, and I saw the Acropolis and the Parthenon and everything from the air, and I'm leaning over this like 500-year-old yaya next to me, and I'm just sobbing, and she's sitting there rubbing my back, just, oh honey, it's okay, But that was, Yeah, I would agree with that. That's another great thing to do is make it family. That's awesome.
Yeah. So sagar and rice, are there vegetarian dishes in Europe? Yeah, vegetarian stuff pretty much throughout Europe. You're not going to have a problem with that.
Pretty easy.
Yeah, it's pretty easy with that. I mean,
Especially in big cities.
Yeah, and some people have written it's kind of trendy. It is pretty trendy there. Like you'll find, I mean, we were in Portugal. They had some amazing vegetarian buffets even, so it was really kind of cool. Another person wrote, best place to see your first snowfall. Well, the thing is wanting to see your first snowfall and actually seeing your first snowfall are two different things. Because you may think, oh, I'm going to go to Colorado for Christmas and it's going to be snowy. Some places, yes. Some places it might not be. So what I usually say is, go to places, Scandinavia, in the north of Scandinavia, to make sure it's there. So you can go see the northern lights as well. So like you're going to Rovaniemi in Finland or somewhere else in the north of Sweden or something. And you can throw in the Stockholm or Finland or Helsinki when you're there. It makes it kind of fun.
I want to answer this AH or you've asked about going to Rio for 11 days and is it safe to visit and is January a good time? January's a great time, but I wouldn't say that Rio's terribly safe right now. We just got back from Sao Paulo where we felt fine and it was no big deal, but our family and friends there. Sao Paulo's not really a
tourist place, though.
No, not at all. But our family and friends there were concerned about Rio, and so if they were concerned, then I would be concerned right now. But there are other really great places to see, that are equally as amazing in Brazil, safer, and have less tourists. So, like, what would you suggest up the coast from Rio?
Well, you go down the coast to like Florianopolis, Santa Catarina, that area there in the south of Brazil. That's got some nice beaches and it's safer there. If you don't want the beach stuff, but you want a really cool Brazilian experience, Minas Gerais, that state is actually pretty safe, and they got some cool places like Ouro Preto, which I always recommend for people to go.
Not beach.
Not beach stuff, but it's got great colonial stuff.
Super fun, very cultural.
My favorite beach town is João Pessoa. You go up in the north of Brazil. It's kind of like there's not really an airport there. You fly to Recife or Maceió or something like that, and you bus it to there. But that is a nice place there. I really enjoyed that, and I want to say thank you to whoever the name disappeared. So I don't know who it was.
Well, that was kind.
Thank you.
Thank you for the anonymous donation there.
Yeah.
But Belo Horizonte, right? Wasn't there somewhere near there with the turtles, the Tortuga?
That was
thing?
Bahia. That was
in Bahia. Ooh, but I loved Bahia.
Yeah, but if you're going to go to Bahia, Salvador, maybe stay at a resort or something like that. So
the town's a little bit iffy too, but
yeah. So how is Wi-Fi connectivity in Europe, especially Eastern Europe? Wi-Fi, it's like how do I say this? Wi-Fi, when you go to restaurants and cafes and stuff like that, some will have the sign on the wall, Wi-Fi is available. You get that pretty much lots of places around the world. Problem is the speeds. That's where the issue comes in. A lot of times when I've traveled, I've actually found the best speeds is actually on my mobile phone. And I use my data from here because I get like a special plan. So when I'm abroad, I get the same data plan as I have back in the U.S. And I just use that to upload videos or do stuff because the hotels or the Wi-Fi sometimes is not that great. Now, some places it's fine. I mean, don't get me wrong. Those places have great internet, but just have a heads up for that.
Somebody, Reviver, is going to Sweden in 5 hours and wants to know if you have any other tips other than your don'ts of Sweden.
There's a 511 Hates you can check out. That's an older one. We have one on what to eat when you're there. There's some stuff there. You'll be fine. You have long daylight, okay? So you'll be able to do stuff all day long and all night long. And the thing is, though, you'll forget that the museums do close. The museums do close like 5 or 6. So you're thinking, oh, I have all night to do it. No, you don't, because it feels like it closes early because it's just laid a lot longer. So that kind of can throw you off sometimes. Yep. Douglas is back. In January, we're going to Uruguay. All right. In Argentina. Any thoughts about using the Buquebus Ferry? Yes. We actually made a video about the Buquebus Ferry from Colonia going over to Buenos Aires. It is super simple. Now, the thing is, let's say your ferry leaves at 12, or you'll probably be 11:15 to be honest. Okay, let's say you're on let's just say 11 o'clock. The 11 o'clock ferry going from Argentina, you probably need to be there at 10 because you have to check in like at an airport and give them your suitcases and stuff. And then you go through passport control and you do both passport controls on the same side. And so when you either land in Buenos Aires, if you're going from Uruguay to Buenos Aires, or if you're going from Buenos Aires to Uruguay, wherever you land, that is where you just walk off. So it's nice and easy. But the like all the guidebooks tell you, oh, it's a 50-minute ride. Yeah, it's a 50-minute ride, but it's more like an hour and a half like experience, hour and 45 minutes to do the whole thing.
It was choppy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and if you get it when there's a lot of wind, dog. I mean, when I took it like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, it was so choppy. Like people were like flying in the air and all that kind of stuff. I was okay. I was like reading my book, and this lady sitting across me goes, "Could you please stop reading because I'm getting sick watching you read with all these bumps." So that can happen.
It wasn't that bad for us. But can I suggest that you go to Colonia?
Yeah, do Colonia, man. It's awesome.
So cute. I mean, I don't know
UNESCO World Heritage Site,
but it is. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and it's just the cutest little town. I mean, spend a day there, maybe two, but it's a really sweet area.
And I will have I made a video of our experience. There'll be a video coming out about using the bouquet bus, the actual bouquet bus, so you see what's going on. Also, there'll be a video on Colonia as well. Like I have one like what to see and do. So there's that. Rob from Trick House DC represent. Hey, if you're going to Washington DC anytime, I do highly suggest checking out Trip Hacks DC YouTube channel. Dude has got like anything you ever want to know about DC, from food, sites, tours, all kinds of stuff. He's a nice guy too. So let's say hey to him.
Hey, I want to answer this question because I feel like this is something I've just gone through. Megan Downward asked about passport organization during security. For us, it might be a little different than for you because you're just one person. When it's just one person, it's easy to kind of put it in. I have a fanny pack. I do. I have one. I put it under my shirt so nobody can see it. But it's really cute and whatever. But
it's not like the 80s fanny pack. It's
Michael Kors. I got it really cheap at an outlet. Anyway, but it's exactly the right size.
Excuses.
It's exactly the right size, and so it's easy to just shove it in there and pull it out. But I have recently bought something from Zero Grid, and it holds up to 6 passports. So it's really great if you're a family, if you have more than one person. And it unzips. It's got like a pen in the middle for filling out all those stupid forms when you're on a plane. So Megan needs to get
2 because Megan's got 12 passports. So you need to get 2 of those.
Holy shnikes, girls! Wow, well, ding dang! So you really need to get one of these or 2 of these. You put them in there, and you can just kind of slide the your tickets in with it. It's got a zipper compartment if you need to put something safe. And best part, it's RFID safe. So that's a big thing for me. So good luck with 12 passports. May the force be with you.
So we have a few more. Pet Lover, thank you very much. I saw that comment. That was very nice of you. Yes, we have been to China. We actually have a bunch of videos in China. I actually taught there for a summer a few years ago. It was a really cool experience. There was that. Cheap place for college students to go. If you're looking at Europe, I would say Spain and Portugal, maybe Ireland are some cheap, easy ones to hit up that are relatively easy and fast to get to, especially like a spring break or a fall break kind of thing. If you're going south, Nicaragua is cheap. There are some issues right now, so there's a heads up for that one. But Ecuador wasn't too bad either, actually. So that's relatively close. I'm trying to keep you like a relatively shorter flight. So there's some ideas there. Someone wrote about the Keukenhof. Jocelyn has been there.
I love the Keukenhof. So that was riding through the tulips was one of my bucket list things. I don't have a whole lot of things on that list, but they're all like I don't know. None of them are places. They're always like things to see.
Activities.
Yeah, activities. So I loved it. It was awesome. My biggest suggestion: get there the minute they open. I feel like it was like 8 or 8:30 or something like that. We were there as soon as they opened. We walked all over the place. There was like no one there. And then suddenly we come back to where some of the, they have like several buildings where they have different exhibitions on floral. So we went into one, and all of a sudden there's like 5 gazillion people. And I was like, whoa, where'd these people come from? But getting there early, I mean, it was absolutely lovely. We just loved every minute of it. So yes, do it. Somebody asked about scary wildlife experiences. I'd like to know if you've had any of those.
Oh, you mean like animals?
We're not talking about me.
I wasn't talking about you.
But I'm Ow! My husband's a jerk.
Saw that.
So anyway, I had one once.
What was your experience with wild animals?
You know, I'm afraid of cows.
I don't know. Why are you afraid of cows?
When I was a kid, my dad and I were driving out in the open desert in Arizona, and there were a whole bunch of just free range, critters. And one came up to our door, and my dad was kind of patting its schnoz. What do you call that thing on a cow? Its muzzle? I don't know what it's called on a cow. But anyway, he was just,
Tasty.
Whatever. And the damn thing roared back, and it took its horns, and it hit our truck. And so I'm afraid of cows. Anyway, I'm not really afraid of cows anymore. Especially if you look at our Instagram picture from, was that today or yesterday of the picture I bought in Buenos Aires. But anywho, that's my wildlife experience.
Okay. All I know is every horse I've ever ridden or been near has tried to kill me. So that's the only thing I've ever really had. I swam with piranhas. Everyone swam into a jacare, like an alligator before, but nothing really too bad. So there's a bunch of little questions that came by. I'm trying to get some of these answered. Jake had asked about the TSA pre-check. Basically, do you always get it? Well, we applied for it this week, and I already got my okay. So it only took me 3 days to get it. They say 21 days, but 3 days. That's all it took. But the thing is, when you have TSA pre-check, you don't necessarily always get it. Sometimes they will opt you out, and it's near the beginning of your time. I've heard that a lot of people get opted out more than they're opted in sometimes. So that is a heads up, but it is well worth it, and it's so simple to do. So I would get the TSA pre-check anyway. Just makes life so much easier. A bunch of people wrote about Israel. Yes, we are going to Israel. Don't worry, we are going there. We've got everything. I have a line of books up here ready to get everything set up. So we are putting that together too.
Bobby,
another one. One person asked about the
German. Do you need to polish your German? If you've got any German, that's awesome.
Yeah, they do appreciate it. The Germans are super appreciative when people try to speak it, and that is a really nice thing to do. But you don't have to speak German when you go there, but it is really appreciated there. Someone asked about the fast trains in Japan. They are fast. They are very efficient. They have the box lunches and stuff on there, so it's cool. And do expect to meet someone that wants to practice their English with you when you're on the train, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
So that's another thing there.
Somebody asked, they're moving from a small town in West Virginia to California, and they asked if we had any tips on getting used to a big city from a small town. Well, we've both certainly done that. My suggestion would be that when you get in, get to know your neighborhood before you try to go see the whole city. You're going to live there, so you've got time to see it all. So just, get yourself used to whatever's nearby, your grocery store, your restaurants, things like that, and then move out. It makes it a little easier. Why are you laughing at me?
Because Darian wrote.
Where did Darian write? Shut up, Darian. How about them?
I love our little back and forth, Darian.
Let me tell you something. That's not wildlife. That's something else life that I can't use on this.
Darian's a Florida fan. Jocelyn's a Georgia fan. They don't get along sometimes, but he's a good guy. Let's see. Does TSA pre-check also apply to Europe? Not really a check-in. No. It's different airlines kind of stuff. Someone asked, there was one from before. Some person had written, I didn't get the name down, I just got the question. How to keep your house safe while you're traveling. We actually have a video, it's actually, if you put in how to keep your house safe while traveling, Wolters World and YouTube, it will come up. I filmed it in Norway 2 or 3 years ago. But there's a lot of stuff you can do, from timed lights to having house sitters, holding the mail, having someone do your lawn, stuff like that. There's a lot of different stuff you do, because sometimes we pay people to stay here. Or like a couple times it was like the kids' babysitter, and they were college students, and like, if you're going to be here in the way for the summer taking classes, you want to live in a house instead of a crappy apartment building, that'd be great. I'm like, sure, and that's why we pay them to have them stay and stuff like that. So there is that. Let's see some other things.
Easton wrote.
Oh, hey, Easton.
Isn't that cool?
Dude, you're getting huge, man. You're getting awesome at
baseball.
you're always awesome at baseball, man. But I've been seeing your dad's show me some cool pics, man. So keep up the good work, dude.
We are not going to Greece anytime terribly soon. I would like to. Are we?
I don't know.
Would love to soon.
I don't know. We have our anniversary. Well, that's Cuba.
I want to go to Cuba.
We can go to Cuba and Greece.
Okay. Maybe. Hey, Clark Travis, thank you very much. I like Paducah.
Hey, that's right down the road.
Yeah, not far.
That's home of the National Port Museum.
Yeah,
right?
It burned down. We knew.
What?
We knew. Yeah. Did you not know that?
Oh, that's
the place where we. Yeah.
No, that's not the National Club. That was
It's outside Paducah near.
Oh, Patty's, yeah,
Patty's.
Oh, yeah, Patty's did burn down.
We
yeah.
have that picture of me and Liam on a teeter-totter, and we knew that it burned down, but
Yeah,
we
it's
heard.
I just found out it's getting rebuilt. Thanks, Clark. Yeah,
It's a cool place. So
Yeah,
when it gets rebuilt, y'all go see it.
yeah, because the piece of pies are about this high. I mean, it's insane.
That's really not an exaggeration. It's as big as your head.
And I think the county it's in is no longer a dry county. Clark, you're gonna have to confirm that for us because we were there and it was a dry county, so we had to like bring everything with us, and then we got locked out of the apartment. But anyway,
We're not going to talk about that. It was scarring. Have you ever lost baggage while traveling? How did you manage?
Let's see, was it like 7 days in Costa Rica?
5. I don't know. It was long enough. Here's what we do. We always have backpacks. I have 2 purses, but everybody's got a backpack, and there's always a change of underwear, a toothbrush, maybe not toothpaste, but if you fly a decent airline like Delta, if they lose something or it's late or whatever, they give you a pack, and it's got toothpaste and
not
stuff.
Not always. It's a long haul flight in certain destinations. She'll give you a pack. It's not everywhere. Okay.
Sorry. So there's that, but we always fly with a change of underwear. And you
can always wash it in the sink. You can use a shampoo. Just use the shampoo that they give you, and you can wash it in the sink. Roll it out, and then Jocelyn actually had an awesome video on laundry while you travel. And one of the best things, the drying thing, you put it between 2 towels and roll it up, was really helpful.
So we always travel with something like a couple like really basic things that we
need. Z-Mix.
And then we just go. We just go to the store and we buy a couple things that are lightweight, like maybe 2 tops, 2 bottoms, and wash them.
I just get one.
Because he's gross.
Well, I'll get multiple underwear. So there's that. So Watch Doctor. Is that Doctor Who? Oh, Watch Doctor. It's a watch. Okay. My eye, I can't see over there. They mean an eye doctor. So how was Vancouver? Was Vancouver, BC your favorite place in Canada? Any downfalls? I actually did like Vancouver. It was really cool. I can understand why people want to live there, the outdoor stuff. But if you're an outdoor enthusiast, Vancouver is like the place to be with all the hikes and all kinds of places to visit around there. And the suspension bridge you can walk on. There's a few of them out there. The going to whale watching and stuff. I mean, it's just it's a really cool city. Decent beer scene as well. The Japanese food there is awesome. I really did enjoy that, but it's still not my favorite place. I still like Toronto and Quebec City a bit more. Sorry. But Vancouver is ahead of Montreal, so there is that. But Vancouver, I think Vancouver is well worth it, especially if you're going to go up there. Vancouver, Seattle is relatively easy to do. There's a train, there's buses, there's easy flights between the two, and all in that area is just gorgeous. And so if you're a nature person, I'd say Vancouver is the best place to go in Canada for like the major cities for that. So Watch Doctor, hope that helps. Downfalls, there's some parts of town you don't want to go to, but everyone will be very nice about telling you not to go there. They're like, oh, well, just miss that one, but you'll know where if you're there. Just go this way. So you should be okay. But thank you very much for the $5. I really appreciate it.
I have Kumbadi on Crete, so whomever was asking about that, we spend quite a bit of time there, and we also have just some really great friends that live in Hanya. So we have done the gamut, I think, on Crete. So yes, it's awesome. Somebody else asked about road trip hacks and how to make it cheaper. It's really because you're staying in places. I think that that is your biggest, shopping at grocery stores and things like that. Helps.
A cooler. I mean, just having that cooler right there can save you some money.
Have your sandwiches, made in the car or something like that. I think that's probably a thing. It's
tough because your big expenses. It's gas, and then and the hotels. And the thing is sometimes if you know what your plan is going to be and everything's kind of set up, then you can probably find some places to stay for a bit.
Set it up ahead of time,
and maybe save a little bit of money because sometimes those last minute hotels aren't the cheapest.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So there was that. What else did Miami. I've been to Miami a couple times. Miami's not my gig. I mean, it's a cool city. It's got some really cool areas. It's different, it's more diverse than what you think. I mean, we all just think of this big strip of beach and, scantily clad people that all look beautiful. But there's a lot more to it than that.
That's why I've never been there.
And but would I want to live there? No, I'm not a big city kind of chick. Except for Paris. I live in Paris.
Yes, that's a cool city.
Yeah, but otherwise, Yeah, so that's my thoughts on that.
Hey, Carlos Van Basten, don't worry, Uruguay videos are coming, my friend. We got Montevideo stuff, we've got Colonia, we got Uruguay in general, so there's some stuff coming. One person had written and asked about couch surfing, and if we've ever done it. I don't think Jocelyn's ever done couch surfing, but I've done some stuff with couch surfing before, and it is a hit and miss. And the thing is I mean, I've talked to guys that do couch surfing because there's a lot of that in Lisbon when I lived there. And even the guys that were kind of my friends that were there doing it, they knew guys that would be like, oh, no, they only let women stay with them. And they're all like smarmy and stuff. And I'm like, dude, that's not cool. He's like, I know. So that's why, like, couch surfing stuff, read the reviews, but also read between the lines and reviews. Same thing with Airbnb, because if you know that they know that it's you writing that, they can ruin your rating on Airbnb or couch surfing and stuff like that. So you got to like put a nice review in, because I got to give them a 5-star review and stuff, because I don't want them to give me a 1-star review. So people are overly kind, but sometimes you want to really read into those things. Because I know like we talked about this before in our last video or our last live session, we had a place in New England, and the people like, the reviews are like, they're really helpful. They're always seeing how you're doing. Oh man, they really care about you. They're always there. And it was like, oh, and how they wrote it made it seem like, oh, so they're really helpful. No, they're like watching you. It's like kind of disturbing. So definitely read through those reviews and see what's happening there. Tennis winner. Hey, I'm glad we can answer your questions. You got any more? Shoot a couple more to us. We'll try to help out. But we do appreciate you. It's really nice of you. And time for a kiss. Let's get to yours. Mark, rank the top 3 countries of the most beautiful women.
His home.
The U.S. Greece, because she's part Greek. And Switzerland, because she's part Swiss. Aside from Jocelyn, I think there's beautiful women. I mean, let's be honest. There's beautiful women everywhere. There's beautiful men everywhere. And sometimes I've talked to people, like some countries have more beautiful men than women, and some have more beautiful women than men, and some are equally beautiful and stuff like that. I know, like, Argentina, women are gorgeous there. Portugal, the men are like, I remember, I can't tell how many times I've had friends that said, man, I hope those police officers arrest me in Portugal. Like, when I've taken students there, that's one of our big conversations. Like, all the girls are like, please arrest me, you know? So there's that. Where else is beautiful women? There's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of places that have beautiful women. I mean, everywhere you go. And there's sometimes a city like Memphis. I found Memphis to have just some really, really beautiful people, beautiful women there. But for me, there's only one woman.
Okay.
Jocelyn,
so
the most handsome men.
Here. So Catherine from India is asking, she's asked a couple times and I want to get this answered. She's asked about tips for India, and the reason I haven't answered is because I don't have any. I've not been to India. We have some friends who've been. Nando and Elena went, and they spent
like a year.
A year, not quite a year. No, they weren't in India for a year.
Well, they're 2.5 years in Southeast Asia.
Yeah. So anyway, they were in India for quite some time. They did a lot of volunteer work, and you go ahead and talk. I gotta handle this. Bye.
Yeah, she'll be back. So we have all this. We moved into our house about 3 years ago, and we had all of our old furniture from before. We just never got rid of it. And we found this organization that will take if your furniture's in good shape, they'll take it and you can donate it, and they'll give it to families in need. So they're here picking up our furniture. So we actually almost cleaned out our garage from when we moved in 3 years ago. So anybody that has a house understands what a big step that is to actually free up your house. Brigadier, no. See, our dog's like all excited because there's a truck out there. Brigadier, come here, buddy. Come here. Good boy. So, say hi, Brig. Say hi. No, you're fine. He's down here. Anyway, sorry. So, Rob, 1314E, we'll get back to this. Hello from KC. Love your videos. I always dreamed of traveling, especially to Germany. Would love to teach there sometimes since I can't get there at the moment. I just lived through you guys. Any plans while in DC or in KC? Well, first off, thanks, Rob. So in KC, I'm actually going to be at a marketing conference for my day job. But I am going to be doing some stuff around there. I'm going to do some filming. Got some barbecue place I want to check out. A couple of fans have sent us a bunch of ideas for Kansas City. But Rob, if you have any suggestions or advice, shoot me an email at mark@woltersworld.com so I can get some ideas, or send me a direct message on our Facebook page or something like that, or on Twitter or something like that. I'd really appreciate any input. And that's the thing, is if you know we're going someplace that you know something about, or you're from there, let us know. And let us know, because sometimes we get a chance to meet up with people. Sometimes we don't. Like, when I was in San Diego and I got to meet Spencer. He's such a good guy. God, we had so much fun. I'm just remembering all the carne asada fries I had. But it's nice to meet up with people. Met some people. We were in Uruguay. Met some people. Juan in Uruguay was awesome. We met and Brandon in Buenos Aires. So any tips or anything is really appreciated. And hopefully we can meet up and have some barbecue and some beer and have a nice time there. So cool. Thanks, Rob. Let's see. Final touchdown. I know you keep asking about cheap places. I gave you a few cheap countries already. If you're looking for Europe, I have a video, 10 cheap countries to visit in Europe, or spots that are really worth visiting. So that's one thing I'd really say to check out. Bucky, good to see you, buddy. What do you know about Iceland? Man, we got a bunch of Iceland videos to check out the stuff you want to know about that. Just send me some specific questions. I'll help you out, buddy. Rapsu, moi from Finland. Good to hear from you. Liberty Museum. Oh, yeah, the World War I Museum in Kansas City. That's true. That should be pretty cool. I want to check that out. That should be really nice. Mark, who is one who takes care of your dog when you're traveling? Usually you have somebody stay here, or he'll be with one of the grandparents when we're here. If we can't find somebody, then we have a doggy daycare that he actually loves more than he loves her. Not me. He loves me, the world. But he loves doggy daycare more than her.
You need to go out there and help him.
All right. So I'll be back. I got to help the guy with
Hi,
stuff.
y'all. I'm sorry. So they're here to pick up our stuff. I'm sure Mark told you. And the guy, it's a volunteer group. And so the guy's all by himself. And there's some stuff that's rather heavy-ish. So although I went to the gym this morning and all that, I'm not there yet. So anyway. So, hi, how you doing? It's just me, and I've never done this by myself. So somebody give me a really good question. Your videos from St. Louis. Cool. I'm glad you liked them. I'm nervous all of a sudden, y'all. Did you enjoy having your oven cleaned when you returned from travel? Yes, because I don't ever clean my oven. That's Mark. Hi, Darian. Thank you. And come to the Florida-Georgia game. Do you really get tickets? Is that easy for you? I mean, I thought that was a really difficult thing to get, but you're probably a season ticket holder, aren't you? Okay, so we'll have to talk about this. You know how to get a hold of us and send Mark a text message? Because I would love to go to the Florida-Georgia game. Like, I would love it. But I also don't know exactly what the date is and whether or not we're traveling. So, we'll talk about it. Yay! Katrina, thank you for the donation, and favorite place to stay in Rome. So I don't know if I have one. We usually stay in there are several different hotels we stayed in, and they're not terribly far from the train station. So there's Termini, and when you come out of the doors, if you make a left, you cross this really busy street, and we just go down that way. There are quite a few in that area, and we stay there because, one, there's a couple of different metro stops. It's not terribly expensive, and Rome can be really expensive, but we found that they're good hotels. Like, they're clean, they're safe, and they're not fancy. But you know what? When we're in Rome, we get up in the morning and we go, and we don't get back until late. And by then, it's just I need a clean place to lay my head. So that's it. College experience. My college experience and Mark's were very different. I went to art school. My degree's in historic preservation. Mark, he went to the University of Illinois and has a business degree from there, and several others, because he kept going to school forever. So different. Thank you, Sarah. I'm really nervous right now too. Mark has been to Rothenburg. I've not. I feel like Mark almost got ran over by a horse in Rothenburg, or a tram or something. There's a story about that, but I don't know what it is. So maybe he'll be able to do that. Where is the best foreign food? Chris, that is totally not fair, because there is good stuff in every country. I can't think of anywhere that I've been where I haven't loved something really, like, a lot. So yeah. There's good food everywhere. I love Greek food. I love Italian food. I love all the food in France. South America, awesome meats and things. There's just different stuff everywhere. So all over the place. So rolling troll. I want to answer that question, but I'll let you.
Most of your videos are aimed at cities. Do you guys usually make city trips, or you just prefer making videos on them? We like to do everything, really.
Okay.
Like, I know with the kids, they enjoy the more of the outdoor kind of stuff. The city ones, people like watching the city ones. So sometimes we have like small town videos, but people just don't actually find because no one's really searching for Colonia, Uruguay. They're searching for Buenos Aires. So sometimes we do have the smaller places on there, like the Duluth, Minnesota's. Not a lot of people search for Duluth, but they might search for Minneapolis or something like that. So sometimes it looks like that. So.
Okay. My impression of Scotland and Ireland. I love both. I really enjoy places where I love to take the Great American Road Trip other places. And I feel like I got to really feel the real country because we were in so many small towns and meeting locals and stuff. I just really enjoyed that. Hey, J-Rock, when are we coming to St. Louis? Favorite place to stay in Aviation, Illinois. It's at the Rocker's house.
That's right. Some pizza down at Casey's.
Bless your heart.
Some brews.
Yeah.
Good time.
That's it. There is a really good little winery if anybody wants to go to Aviston. It's lots of fun, especially when the Rockers are there.
That's right.
Mwah. Anita, congratulations. I can't go to your wedding in California on September 1st. I'm sorry, but thank you for the invitation. That's awesome.
So, what else do we have? Oh, Caleb, hi. You said you wanted a shout out, so I'll say hi. Top 3 travel destinations to see nature. I would say Iceland, Costa Rica.
Iceland, Costa Rica. What's
Ecuador?
number 3? Oh, yeah, Ecuador, because you get all of the stuff.
Yeah.
Ecuador has so many different different, what do you call those? They're like
microclimates.
Microclimates, that's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah, because in Ecuador you get the cloud forests, you get the rainforest in the Amazon side, you get the Galapagos Islands, you got the mountain areas, the Altiplano, the highlands.
Yeah. And then you have the beach.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's really incredible. And seriously, so each of those microclimate places has like a whole new ecosystem. So Ecuador, Iceland is the most, it's desolate and beautiful and perfect. I mean, it's just so different than anywhere else on the world. Hold on,
our stream's lagging. I'm going to guess our kids hopped on the internet and they're playing Fortnite downstairs.
Our children are in trouble. Hang on, sorry. Holiday video comparing the different holiday celebrations. No, Phantom, we've not done that. That's a great idea. I'm writing this one down, Sugar. Comparing holiday celebrations.
So I asked them to turn off Fortnite, which was what they were streaming. So is it still lagging? Let me know. If you're listening to us, if you can't hear us, then you know it's really lagging. So sorry, lagging for me. Okay, because he turned it on.
I'm sorry, guys.
Sorry.
Is it getting better?
I don't think so because he says lagging for them too. Well, also since it is like noon and it is Comcast, I'm sure they put some kind of thing on there. So since we're not going to be having anything, since it's lagging, maybe we should call it off for today.
Maybe so.
All right. Well, we want to say thank you to everybody. Time for a kiss. Thank you very much. I hope the travel destination to see nature. Remember, Iceland, Costa Rica, Ecuador are all really good places to go. We wish you all fantastic travels. Thank you, everybody, for writing and staying with us. And I hope everyone has a great day and great travels for you for the rest of the month. If you want to grab a shirt, waltersworld.com/shop. So you can grab one of our new shirts.
Have a lovely day.
And have a lovely day.
Great.
They're available till August 15th. And just want to say thank you to everybody and have a great time. And if you do get the shirts or anything, don't forget, send us the pictures so we make our videos like the video we posted earlier this morning, just some of the pictures people sent to us, like J-Rock, who is one of the people writing on here. So we have that. So we'll say bye from our house and have a great day.
Bye.
Bye. Hold on. I can't stop.